I didn't flinch when he said it. That was the first thing that surprised me. He leaned back in his leather chair, fingers steepled, a lazy smirk carved into his face like he'd practiced it in the mirror. The glass wall behind him reflected the team, my team, pretending not to stare, pretending not to enjoy it. "Congratulations, Patricia," he said. "We're promoting Susan." A pause, deliberate. "She's smarter, faster, and far more useful than you'll ever be." Soft laughter followed, controlled, polite, surgical. My cheeks burned, but my hands stayed still in my lap. That's when I knew something in me had already died, or hardened. I wasn't sure which yet. "You should thank us," he added, "for keeping you this long." I nodded once. Then I slid the envelope across his desk. "Thanks for the chance." He didn't open it, just glanced at it like it was trash someone forgot to throw away. If he had opened it right then, the room would have changed forever. But men like him never rush. They assume time belongs to them. So I stood, walked out, felt 30 eyes follow my back. Susan wouldn't meet my gaze. That was the second thing that surprised me. 3 hours earlier, she'd hugged me in the restroom. Too tight, too long. Her heartbeat was wrong. Fast. Guilty. "You okay?" she'd whispered. I remember thinking how strange it was, her asking me that, like a thief checking if the lock noticed being broken. There had been signs before that day. Always signs. Late-night emails CC'd wrong. Meetings I wasn't invited to that used my data. Her perfume lingering in his office after hours. A look they shared when they thought I wasn't watching. I told myself it was ambition. Corporate hunger. Normal. That's what betrayal feeds on. Your willingness to be reasonable. The first crack came with an email, sent to me by mistake. Just one line at the bottom of a thread I'd never been part of. "She doesn't know. Handle it after the promotion." No names, no context, but I felt it land inside me like a verdict. I didn't respond. I didn't ask. I smiled through the rest of the day, nodded in meetings, corrected spreadsheets. Inside, something cold began to calculate. I started watching instead of assuming. I memorized patterns. Arrival times? Who stayed late? Who left together but arrived separately the next morning? I pulled access logs under the excuse of process optimization. I checked version histories, cross-referenced edits. Susan's fingerprints were everywhere. And his? My work, my models, my strategies, rebranded, represented, reassigned. They weren't just promoting her. They were erasing me. The envelope I slid across his desk wasn't a resignation. It was a mirror, and he still hadn't looked. I didn't go home after I left the office. I sat in my car, engine off, hands on the wheel, watching the building breathe. Lights on, lights off. Floors of power pretending to sleep. I gave him exactly 6 hours. That's how long it took for him to open the envelope. My phone vibrated at 9:14 p.m. One message. Come back. No punctuation. No authority. Just urgency wrapped in denial. I waited another 10 minutes. When I walked into his office, the smirk was gone. The door was locked. The glass wall was dimmed. He looked smaller somehow, like the room had finally realized what he was. The envelope lay open on the desk. Inside were printouts, clean, labeled, time-stamped. Email threads where Susan forwarded my private drafts to his personal account. Access logs showing him entering my secured folders after hours. A side-by-side comparison of my original models and the new ones she'd presented, identical down to a calculation error. I'd planted months ago like a landmine. At the bottom was a single page, a legal notice. Filed that afternoon. Wrongful termination. Intellectual property theft. Internal collusion. Board level. He looked up at me, eyes glassy, voice unsteady. You planned this?" I shrugged. Slow, precise. I optimized the process. Susan burst in before he could say anything else. Her face collapsed when she saw the papers. She went pale, then red, then hollow. "I didn't mean—" she started. I raised a hand. She stopped. That was the moment I took from her. The power to finish a sentence. "I knew," I said quietly. "Before the promotion. Before the meeting. Before the laughter." Silence pressed in on us. "I let you finish," I continued. because people reveal more when they think they've already won. She started crying. Loud. Messy. The kind meant to be forgiven. He didn't look at her. He couldn't look at me. The board already has everything, I said, including the recordings. His head snapped up. Recordings? I leaned in just enough for him to smell the calm on me. You really should read page 12 again. I left before security arrived, before apologies formed, before anyone tried to rewrite the narrative. By morning, Susan was on administrative leave. By noon, his name was removed from the company site. By evening, my lawsuit was settled. I didn't take the money. I took the clause, the one that ensured my work could never be used without my name attached to it. Ever. Now, when I pass that building, I don't feel anger. I feel distance. Like looking at a place where something terrible happened to someone else. They thought they were smarter, faster, more useful. They thought keeping me was charity. But I didn't need their job. I needed them to know. And now they do.